If he says he loves you, but you still feel confused, pay attention. His love language may be telling on him. The way he loves you is never random, and once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. If his love language is words, he treats you with language first. He compliments you, reassures you, and tells you what you mean to him. He wants his voice to calm your fear. He believes love should be heard, not guessed. So when you're upset, he talks before he acts. He may send a long text instead of showing up at your door. But here's the truth. Sweet words can feel like safety, or they can feel like smoke when nothing real follows. That's the part most people miss. A man who loves with words should still sound consistent under pressure, not just when he wants you back. Emotional insight matters here. When his words are real, you feel seen before you ask to be seen. When they're empty, you feel addicted to promises. Mini example. You tell him you had a hard day, and he says exactly what your heart needed. He doesn't just say, sorry. He says, I know that hurt you. That kind of language can heal or manipulate. If his love language is acts of service, he shows love by doing. He fixes things, helps you out, and handles what stresses you. He may not always say the perfect thing, but he will try to make your life lighter. He sees love as effort in motion. To him, care looks like action. Pay attention to this. This type of man may seem quiet, but he is speaking all the time. He speaks through rides, repairs, favors, and follow-through. When he cares, you feel supported in small moments. He notices what you need before you have to beg for it. That feels deeply safe. But when he doesn't care enough, the gap is obvious. He says, let me know if you need anything, and then disappears. That sounds helpful, but it puts all the labor back on you. Mini example. Your car battery dies, and he's already on the way before you finish panicking. That's not just being nice. That's how he says, you matter. If his love language is quality time, attention is everything. He treats you best when he can fully be with you, not near you, with you. He wants eye contact, deep talks, and real presence. He remembers details because he was actually listening. He puts the phone down when it matters. This is where it gets interesting. For him, distraction can feel like rejection. If you're half there, he feels all the distance. And if he loves you this way, he may pull back when he feels ignored. Not because he stopped caring, because connection is the whole point for him. Emotionally, this kind of love can feel intense and warm. You feel chosen when he gives you undivided time. But if he only gives you leftovers, you feel lonely sitting right next to him. Mini example. You're talking about something important and he pauses the game without you asking. That small move says, right now, you are more important. If his love language is physical touch, he connects through closeness. He reaches for your hand, hugs you longer, and pulls you in when you're stressed. Touch is how he reassures both of you. It's not always sexual. Sometimes it's a hand on your back in a crowded room. Sometimes it's sitting just a little closer than usual. But here's the truth. Physical touch can be tender, or it can be misleading. Because some people know how to create closeness without building trust. So look at the full picture. Does he touch you with care outside the bedroom too? Does he comfort you when you're upset, not just when he wants something? That tells you everything. Emotionally, healthy touch makes you feel safe in your body. Unhealthy touch makes you feel wanted, but not necessarily valued. Mini example. You're anxious in public, and he gently takes your hand without making a show of it. That quiet touch can say more than a whole speech. If his love language is gifts, don't judge too fast. This is not always about money. It's usually about meaning. He notices what you like and turns it into a symbol. A snack from your favorite store, a book you mentioned once, a tiny surprise that says, "I was thinking of you when you weren't here." Pay attention to this. Thoughtful gifts are about memory, detail, and emotional effort. He wants you to feel remembered. That can feel deeply romantic. But gifts become a red flag when they show up only after bad behavior. A present is not an apology if the pattern stays the same. Flowers after betrayal are still flowers after betrayal. Emotional insight matters here too. Healthy gift-giving makes you feel cherished. Manipulative gift-giving makes you feel bought. Mini example. He brings you your favorite tea because he remembered your rough week. Now here's the part nobody wants to hear. His love language does not excuse bad treatment. Read that again in your mind. A man can be bad at expressing love and still be willing to learn. Or he can know his style and use it as an excuse to stay selfish. This is where it gets serious. Real love is not just, "This is how I am." Real love is, "I care enough to reach you too." So ask yourself this. Does he only give love in the way that feels easy for him? Or does he stretch himself to love you in the way you can actually feel? That answer will save you time. Maybe he loves with touch, but you need reassurance. Maybe he gives gifts, but you need presence. The strongest relationships learn each other's language. They don't keep forcing translation forever. Because effort is the real love language under all of them. So what does his love language really say about how he treats you? It tells you what comes naturally to him, but it also reveals what he avoids. And that matters just as much. If you always feel confused, empty, or emotionally hungry, don't just listen to what he prefers to give. Look at what your heart keeps begging for. Love should not feel like decoding a message that never arrives. It should feel clear, safe, and repeated. And when it's real, you won't have to talk yourself into it every night. If this hit home, stay with me for the next one.